have Wyatt Fricks to the right and Jalen Spear to the left. Obviously, it's a tough loss, because it's your last game of the season. But proud of these guys, and we talked a little bit in the locker room after the game. In life and in sport, all you can ask for is opportunity. We had our opportunities. We played well enough to win, regardless of the adversity we were going through. And I think it's huge life lessons that you can learn through adversity, right? We spoke all year about the next man up. Well, our starting point guard is at the hotel, 15 points a game. Didn't make the trip. Landon Joseph almost didn't make the trip. Our starting center is back in Huntington. He had surgery on Thursday. Our backup center has surgery on this coming Thursday. So it's a lot you can learn through trials and tribulations and adversity. And I'm proud of these guys. We had several guys step up. Obviously, you never want to end your season on a loss. But like I told them, I hope this is the standard for our program, playing in meaningful games. This is my second year. Last year we had a pretty successful season. This year we had our opportunities, led by these young men right here beside me, and hopefully that's the standard for our program moving forward, is playing for championships. We had an opportunity a couple weeks ago to play the same squad at our place for the conference regular season, something Marshall hadn't done in 28 years. Couldn't get it done. We had a 2 seed, which we played our way into, and made it a game away from the championship game. So hopefully that's the standard for this program moving forward.
We'll open up now for questions. Go ahead, Keith.
For Wyatt and Jalen, can you talk a little bit about the comeback right out of the locker room? You guys got yourselves right back into the game, and also about the late game there. You had a couple of possessions that came up empty. Just both of you kind of expound on that.
I mean, it was our 5th game in 5 days, so coming out, we knew we had to come out hot in the second half. I mean, I'm sure they had tired legs. They were playing a little fatigued, and we took advantage of that for a second. But down the road, we got to make more plays, whether that's defensively, offensively, and make plays.
1,000%. I just feel like we made enough plays to come back and get into it, but not enough to finish it out. They'll be better at that next year.
That's Tyler.
Tyler Kennett, Herald Dispatch. Coach, you just talked about the adjustment going into the second half to make a bit of a run and get yourselves into it.
Yeah, you know what? I thought, we had played pretty solid the first half. We were down 7, I believe, at halftime. And, just talked about coming out and the first 4 minutes, because I reminded them Coastal was a 2-point game at halftime, and they came out and got hot. I mean, they're dangerous. They're a talented team. You have to give them credit. They showed some resilience. They showed some toughness. It's not easy to win 5 games in 5 days. And they have several guys who can score the basketball. I'm looking at the stats right now. Thought we did a good job of taking away more. He was 3 for 13. That was one of our emphasis. We wanted to obviously guard the 3-point line. They went 7 for 26. But what's glaring is they shot 29 free throws to our 19.
Keith, go ahead.
I mean, just for both of you guys, obviously it's the last time you guys will put on that Marshall jersey, man. Just would like to hear from both of you. What is it meant for you to play here? What are you going to miss most about?
Marshall has changed my life. Simply put, like that, on and off the court. Became a better man here, a better player here. So it'll always hold the staff, the players, everybody will hold a special place in my heart. Marshall means a lot to me. It's my second home.
I mean, for me, I've been here all 5 years. It's all I've known. So it's hard. It's going to be hard leaving. It's going to be hard looking back and trying not to live with some regret from today. But I've met a lot of great dudes along the way. I've met a lot of great people in the community. Corny recruited me, so I've been with him all 5 years. I appreciate for him for bringing me in and believing in me and putting me in the positions to be successful this year. But yeah, I mean, there's nothing really I can say negative about Marshall and Huntington and all that. I mean, it's been my life since coming out of high school. Like, it's 7 hours away from home, and it's all I've known. So I've loved every second of it, and I'll continue to love it.
No, go ahead.
Regarding the tournament format, I mean, it sounds good to get the buys, but then you look at what South Alabama did in the women's bracket, Georgia Southern tonight. Do you think think there's more benefits to having this long off period?
You know what? You have to play the game regardless of, whether you get the bye or not. It depends on who you ask. If you ask Georgia Southern right now, they'll probably say no. Winning 5 games in 5 days. If you asking me right now, losing, I'll probably go the other way. But no, you still, regardless, man. You know what? It's an honor to play yourself in 1 and 2, like Troy and like our program did. And regardless of when the game's played, what time, where, you still have to come out and you have to be at your best. It's March Madness for a reason. You have to make plays and you have to execute. You have to play through adversity. You have to keep your poise. You have to be damn near perfect to win in March Madness.
That's good, Grant.
Grant Trailer Marshall. Despite the result, when you look at this game, you're prepared for a week one way, for everybody to believe in it, and kind of on the fly over the last 24 hours figure everything out. You get the performances from Caleb and Shamari and Kai and different guys. Like, I know you got to be proud of these guys.
Yeah, I am. We talked about that, Grant, for the last week. My first question these guys will tell you, I said, do you believe? Right? Because that's half of the battle. Do you really believe? And then how thirsty are you to win? How thirsty are you to make winning plays? We talked about that every day. I went back and showed them even highlights from our 2018 team who made it. Showed those today, just so they can get a feel and know it can be done, right? But I'm super proud of these young men. Again, man, we talk about the next man up. Talk about guys getting their opportunities. I mean, look at Shamari, 7 for 11, 19 points. Look at Caleb, 4 for 6, 3 for 5. Caleb's a young man. He was starting early on. We made a switch to South Alabama game. Didn't hear one peep out of him. Just saw him continue to work. And hopefully things like that, like I said, man, it's bigger than basketball. It's a lot of life lessons in basketball. Landon Joseph, we were sick at the Coastal, but we didn't. And I told these guys, we're not going to let that be an excuse, right? Because in life, you're going to face adversity. One day, these guys are going to be married, have families. They're going to deal with certain situations, and they're going to have all eyes on them, all eyes on them, right? And how you handle, right? One day, hopefully, they're fortunate enough to have sons, daughters. And when adversity strikes, and they look at dad to be the leader of the family, and how you handle situations. Hopefully, they can lean back on these type of situations that they learned in college and that they had to deal with in college to give them strength when they're grown men and successful and having families and leading a household.
Let's go to Tyler.
Coach, just building off of that with this team and just its ability to fight, through the adversity or anything else, just how important is that maybe for the foundations that these guys set as you guys move forward?
Yeah, again, like I said, man, we want this to be the standard for our program. One day we're gonna keep fighting. We're gonna get over the hump, right? Because getting to the second place and getting to the semifinals is obviously that's not the standard. We want to play for championships, and we've put ourselves in positions this year a few times to play for them, playing meaningful games. One day it's gonna turn. Again, we regardless of who we have, we had enough in the locker room, and we told our guys that coming out. We had enough in the locker room, and we gave ourselves an opportunity.